Yo, it's the Kevin Mandeville Show, and if you don't know, now you know. Episode number 4 here at the show, coming at you live every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. You'll get notifications when we go live on air, so you don't forget. And you can go to subscribe. You can subscribe at kevinmandeville.com/newsletter. Get this show delivered to your inbox so we get you covered. All right, we got a hot off the press topic to get to today. Some breaking news in the email world. Gmail has launched annotations in the promotions tab on iOS and Android. So Gmail has been integrating a lot of the inbox features into its core product, as we all know. And as I just mentioned in the previous show, Inbox is going to be sunset in March of 2019. So annotations is something that was certainly inspired by and it was experimented with Inbox, and it's now making its way into core Gmail. And this is also sort of an extension of highlights and quick actions that we've seen in core Gmail as well. So what are annotations? Annotations are a way for you to create extra visual elements of your email that will be displayed for emails that are only in the promotions tab. So Gmail's automatically grouping and highlighting email promotions that they think people are going to be interested in. And this is all powered by machine learning and AI. Annotations, you can add them as JSON, as a script tag in the head of your HTML, or as microdata in the actual HTML itself in the body. Gmail has some great documentation over everything you need to know for this release and how to implement everything. This is probably the best that they've had for any feature that they've done with developers on the Gmail side of things. So this is what it looks like for an annotation as an example one. They're letting senders customize the logo display, which is great because before it was like you needed to use a Google Plus URL, and have that verified on your website. It was just a trash fire. And now they're just letting us control it through JSON, which is awesome. So you can control the logo. You can control an inline image preview, a deal badge, which I don't know how they're going to control it algorithmically, but they want it to be based around deals. You can put any text into this deal badge, but it has to be that. It's always going to have this green background color. That's not customizable. It's only the text. Then you can have a discount code, so an actual code offer. You don't want to put anything that's not a discount code here because it will always be prefixed by the word code here. And then you can set an expiration date, and your email will be more likely to be featured multiple times, both at the initial time of send and then based upon expiration, if it has an expiration date with a deal. So this is very much focused on deals for this first launch. Like this is the first supported kind of module it's supporting. Important to note, users can't click from these annotations to a landing page. So you don't have any separate links to track. It's only going to open the email itself, at least with this implementation today of it. And your email, even if you have this properly implemented, it's not guaranteed to be featured in the promotions tab with these annotations. So again, this is all being driven by algorithms and machine learning here. And based on user preference. So you may even have it all implemented, but you might not see it, which could lead to some frustration for you, but that's the way it's handling it. And this area is sort of being a part of a featured area at the top, and then it displays the rest of the emails in the promotions tab below it chronologically. So it's really about trying to get into the featured area of the promotions tab, if that makes sense. They also have a new promotions tab teaser from the primary tab. So users will be able to see the actual image logos or images as a part of those annotations, and they will call out deals expiring for the moment. There are several tools to help you preview everything. Gmail has one, and inside the blog post that I have here, I give you 3 different tools. I give you the first official one from Gmail, which you can just edit the JSON directly and preview it. Litmus created a promotions builder tool. What's awesome about this is you can see visually in real time what it looks like. So it gives you that real time feedback to preview it. And then you can grab the output. This one only gives you the JSON output. It does not give you the microdata output. So Litmus is probably the best just for quickly building something, but It only gives you the JSON output. So just note that. If you ever need the microdata output, you can use Justin Koo over at Fresh Inbox. He created a tool which is based on microdata output. And this goes in the body. Microdata, it goes into the HTML body. JSON is a script. It goes into the head of the document. So those are the two differences. And one of the big things I'm seeing with people already is that they're noticing that the script JSON approach, a lot of ESPs will parse and strip this out on sending. So the microdata approach is a little bit more bulletproof, or ESP bulletproof, I should say, as it lives directly inside the HTML. So should you need that, you'll want to use the microdata approach if you're having issues with your ESP. So where is this supported? So this is going to be for regular Gmail users. This does not impact G Suite users. So important to note that. And they do have a great troubleshooting guide and FAQ guide. This is live right now. This has actually been in beta for a long time. Gmail's been testing this. Even when I was working at Limus earlier in the year, they were still testing it out. So it's now available on Gmail for iOS and Android. There are plans to bring this to sort of the desktop webmail next year. But right now it's just on Gmail, iOS, and Android. Things that they've already included some previews for the future, what they want to do. They want to have some topic bundles. So they want to have these catalog cards with call to actions. And they gave an example for shopping for actual products, clothing products. Here you can see an outdoor apparel one. Catalog cards for events. So, live events that you may want to go to. Those look like those could have links that you don't need to open the email for. So that could introduce that functionality once these features come. I would also love to see something that's more content related. You'll see all of these are very e-commerce centric. And then they have text over image cards. They're using a travel instance right here, but that could obviously be any type of implementation for text over image. No timelines been given for these future features, but Limus is hosting a webinar with Gmail's Annotations product manager, Jordan Grossman, on December 18th. So sign up for that webinar, be able to ask him questions, get them answered, and he'll also show you how to best use the feature, what they recommend. So what are my thoughts? The pros and cons to Gmail Annotations. So number one, I think I mentioned this before, but excellent documentation from the Gmail team. We haven't seen documentation like this over a release for developers. So kudos to Jordan Grossman and his team. They did a great job on this. It's very thorough and detailed. I think the biggest upside is that this uses JSON and microdata, which means that everybody can start using this right away. There's nothing proprietary about this. There's no program that you have to sign up to get access to. It's just out in the open now. So anybody can start using this. Anybody can start doing this. Unlike AMP, which is a separate topic for a separate day, but I'm not a huge fan of. This is also very easy to consume. I thought they did a very good job with the design side of things. It's easy to scan the information. It all visually makes sense, and it's nothing too crazy. So I think they did well on that end. The cons, well, number one, this isn't a standard. Though I'm happy they're using JSON and microdata, this could lead to further fragmentation. That possibility exists if other email clients were to do this, other email apps, and they were to do their own implementation of it that was a separate implementation. If it didn't use JSON or microdata, or did a separate implementation of it, that would be extra work and a pain. So there's always that possibility with something like this. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is that it emphasizes deals right now at the moment. Even when they're showing the future ideas they have, it seems like Gmail's treating email as this deal-centric thing in the promotions tab, but there's a ton of other things that are in the promotions tab. Transactional type of messages, content, curated newsletters, and media newsletters, especially that's the side of email I'm worried about. Those things could be de-emphasized in Gmail because of this. And I don't like that. There's too much of bad email marketing out there as it is that is reliant upon deal, buy, last chance, last offer, extended, X% off. It's like we need to move away from that in the industry. There's a time and a place, don't get me wrong, but there needs to be more focus on the actual content side of things. And right now, this is a very deal-centric approach to email. So I don't like that could possibly encourage and reward that behavior over other emails in the inbox. And then obviously the fact that they're using AI and machine learning I know it's Google, but how, if especially they're putting it through this lens of this deal-centric approach already, how accurate is that going to be? The fact that there is not a pure chronological feed now, that it's choosing to feature some emails over another, which is something I just mentioned in the last show that I did over concern of that. I think it's a slippery slope when you have email clients starting to choose what emails it features or it doesn't. I think we see this in social media, right? Not showing a chronological feed. Obviously, at the end of the day, they're trying to help users surface the best emails. But I hope it's, emails that are surfaced because it's those that users are engaged in, not because it's people who have implemented some proprietary or, unique thing to your email client. That would be a bad way of just promoting or showing emails. You want to promote emails that users are engaged in. So I hope that's what they have built in. I'll be curious to ask Jordan about that on the webinar, hopefully, that Litmus is hosting. And maybe it's too early to judge because I haven't seen a full inbox of these yet. People are just learning about this now, and we haven't had a full inbox of everybody implementing this. But it's definitely going to be a war for visuals of open metrics because at least at the moment, everything is just leading to opening the email. So your open metrics aren't going to change in of itself just from the existence of links. It will change based on this algorithm now and how much visibility is given to your email. Your visibility could increase or decrease drastically per se with this implementation. And so that's where the impact on your open metrics will occur in Gmail. In terms of tracking whether users see the annotation or not, I actually don't know if that's possible yet. I'm curious if Gmail is going to cache and host that image preview in the annotation, because if they are, that's going to lead to the same image reporting metric issues that we have today in Gmail. If they don't, though, let's say for whatever reason they don't for those particular images, then we could use image requests based off that and then cross-reference it with email analytics data if you're using a service like Litmus or Email on Acid to cross-reference Gmail opens. So that could be a potential way, but I don't think at the moment there's any way to track which users see it or not. That'd be an interesting area. And then I saw Chris and Bond actually asked this in Email Geek Slack over, I thought it was a good question. Why will this take off as opposed to grid view, which I guess was sort of the first iteration of them trying to do something visual in the inbox. And what I would say is grid view was only ever in a field trial. It was never fully rolled out for users. So it was always in that beta phase. And they never gave senders control really over how to display emails. Again, it relied on Google Plus for the image logo, the brand sender logo. And then it was just a pain. It was a really bad implementation. It didn't really work with end users. Credit to Jordan and his team at Gmail. They've really spent a lot of time beta testing this with email marketers. And so they have a lot of things in place. This is going to hit the ground running. People can start implementing this right away. They have more custom control over how to display the email. So I think it's going to take off because people are going to want to fight over that space, that visual and vertical space in Gmail, which is a very large client for users. So that was a lot, but that's sort of everything you need to know about Gmail annotations on iOS and Android. Again, plans to come to webmail next year. I'll be interested to see what those look like, how different that looks like for the desktop, because obviously it has a lot more room to work with, but interesting approach by Gmail here. Email is never boring. All right, I'm going to run through some quick topics. I know that was a lot to get through. I'll just run through some more quick topics. I just want to let you know the show is sponsored by EmailTees, emailtees.com and at EmailTees on Instagram and Twitter, which is official apparel for email geeks. It's a project I'm working on, having a ton of fun. And today, the Jolly collection, which is holiday-inspired designs, is now live. Very excited to have this out there, out in the open. And if I could just run through some quick designs just to show you that you may like. I really love Merry Campaigns, you filthy email geek, for that ugly Christmas sweater design that you can get. The candy cane emblem, I really liked how that came out. So sort of our paper airplane logo, but as a candy cane. Similar vein, the emblem tree, so airplane as a holiday tree there. We've got the Jolly emblem and Jolly email geek so that you can see or you can just show off just those ugly sort of Christmas colors with the airplane logo and your email geek status. I've talked about the nightmare before Cyber Monday on past shows, and a couple of fun ones. Santa isn't GDPR compliant, so he can actually make a fun GDPR joke. And this year, I'm on not the nice list, not the naughty list, but the blacklist. So I'm just having some fun with this apparel. This comes available various colors, multiple styles, available in unisex, women's, long sleeve for all the designs. So check it out at emailtease.com and give a follow at emailtease on Twitter and Instagram. Buy a t-shirt. Get the gift of email geekery this holiday season. All right, so I want to get into this cool article here talking about background text, images, and email. And this is from Sean Hinton. And so what he did was he just took Apple website CSS and just applied it to email. He saw when they came out with iPhone 10R, XR, whatever it is you call it. He really liked this background text effect that they had on the website. And then he noticed that they didn't do the same in email. And why? Obviously, well, it's not supported everywhere in email. But what he did is he just wanted to take exactly what existed and run it through a test to see what it looked like on email. And he found out that, hey, for iPhones, iPads, and WebKit clients like Outlook 2016 on Mac or Apple Mail, it worked just fine. And other clients, it was totally borked, but you can use progressive enhancement to actually use this technique. So he used some actual device targeting media queries here, using the actual device sizes and WebKit pixel ratio targeting, WebKit targeting to hide and show this effect for the iPhone. And so you can see it here, what it looks like. I would actually change that targeting to decrease the code a bit, to use @supports targeting instead. And then that way it's a little bit less of a media query. And then that way it will apply to both mobile and desktop clients that support that. It's basically a WebKit targeting, just a separate way of doing it. And it's a little bit easier compared to trying to get down into the individual phones. But I love pointing this out because I do this all the time. I'll see an effect I like on a website and just take the code, throw it in, and give it a test to see what it looks like. You don't know all the time how it's going to render, how it may handle some things. So you should do that. Don't let these email client rendering bugs and quirks limit you into what you do. And I guarantee you, when you start doing this, you'll also learn a lot more about email client rendering and how it processes and transforms some elements. You'll learn a bit more about the quirks. So I highly recommend doing it. So good job, Sean, for just diving in and seeing what it looks like. And definitely go and use this technique in your email campaigns. Automation workflow templates here by Autopilot. So I thought this was interesting because I don't think I've really seen an email website quite like this. Maybe I'm wrong. I know there's a ton of resources out there and I only scratched the surface probably, but this is templates for marketing automation. So for example, a simple 30-day trial nurture. And what I love about this, they have just under 50 different flows. And for Autopilot, for them, it's really smart because this is just lead capturing for them. All these flows you can just sync and integrate directly into their software. So that works. But what I like about it is you can just get an idea over the thinking of how to handle different flows and journeys for users. And a lot of this is email based. And they have this for all different types of categories. So customer acquisition, customer onboarding, retention, events and webinars, newsletters, e-commerce, etc. And also different industries, SaaS, B2B, bloggers, agencies. I really like this because I would love to see more of this, especially as somebody who traditionally, I haven't had any experience in e-commerce. And now I'm getting into doing a lot more e-commerce stuff lately. I would love to just take a look at email flows and email journeys and map that out so that I can try to build those into my, email service provider, into my automation flows for my actual subscribers. So I just thought this was a cool gallery of inspiration for that use case. And I wanted to share that with all of you. If there's anything else like this out there, I would love to know if it exists. because I think we need more of it. So yeah, cool job by Autopilot there. And then just a few more tools I'll run through. Blogsend. So Blogsend allows you to automatically email blog posts to subscribers. And this essentially hooks in with any blogging platform if you're using an RSS feed. So it supports WordPress, Medium, Ghost, Tumblr. Even if you're using a static site generator like Jekyll, any RSS feed, it should pretty much work. And so what it does is it will embed a widget onto your blog, just a newsletter form subscription that users can subscribe and sign up for. And then Blogsend will automatically send emails to your audience as you post blog posts. So if you're out there and you're a blogger and you want to just automatically send everything to your users and you don't want to have to worry so much on the email side of things in terms of setting up the campaign and deployment and all of that, this may be just a great option for you. So just a cool tool there. And you can easily just test it and send that out. Adiós is a competitor to Unroll Me. So Unroll.me is sort of the first newsletter bundling, daily newsletter bundling, where you won't get a million emails in your inbox, but it combines it all into one email that it sends to you. And then you can pick and choose what you want to read in order to clean up your inbox. Adiós is essentially just that. And it brings emails to your inbox 3 times a day. And you can specify what times you want this email roll up to be sent to your email. You can always exclude emails if you want certain email addresses delivered immediately. You can get that. And anytime you want to access emails, you can hit deliver now. So Adiós is just a competitor to Unroll.me, and it gives you a way to more easily clean up your inbox and just pick and choose when you want to get your email so that you can stay focused and actually get work done instead of being buried in your inbox all day. And then finally, to end the show, I wanted everybody to know, cool initiative by Iterable here. Iterable is looking for guest bloggers and guest post submissions. So, and they're actually going to pay you for it too. So paid guest submissions and concepts. So, they want you to be original, have an assertive point of view, understand the target audience, have a relatable voice. They don't want you to be spammy or too link building, but they're looking for topics on omni-channel marketing strategy, channel-specific strategies and tactics, which include email marketing, lifecycle marketing across the customer journey, and then retail and e-commerce marketing. So you can email blog@iterable.com with a Google Doc, your full name, title, and company with a short bio, a headshot, and then your Twitter and LinkedIn. And they are paying for submissions. So Jen Capstraw posted this in Email Geek Slack. They're looking for it. So I want to let all of you know this could be a great way to get your name out there, get some exposure, get some writing experience, and get that money, get that cash in the bank, y'all. All right, that was an action-packed edition of this show. I try to keep everything short and sweet, but hope you enjoyed it. Definitely be on the lookout for Gmail Annotations. Let me know what you think of it, both as a subscriber and as a sender. And reminder, the Jolly Collection's on sale, emailtease.com. Get into the holiday spirits, y'all. All right. It's been real. A reminder, we go live every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. Give a subscribe, kevinmandeville.com/newsletter. Get all my emails in your inbox, all good latest tips and tricks in email design, including this show. Smash the like button and subscribe so you can get notified when it comes on air on YouTube as well. All right, Email Geeks, give you a solid salute. Till next time.